Hello, my name is Margaret O'Brien. I'm an a specialist adolescent psychotherapist working in County Clare in Ireland. Today, I'd like to talk to you about an important topic. The topic is school-based anxiety. So what do I mean by school-based anxiety? It describes a young person's physical and emotional distress where it centres around school life, attendance, and quite often a sense of belonging. Parents often describe mornings being like meltdowns, tears, panic attacks, young person curled up in a ball, putting a duvet over their head, saying, I just can't go in. This is an all too common phenomenon, and it is heartbreaking for families and often misunderstood. It's actually not a new phenomenon. The research has been there for over 20 years, indicating that the experience of anxiety has been steadily climbing and escalating for young people. And where it seems to really manifest and show itself is in when young people physically attend school. From a physiological perspective, what's actually happening is really intense levels of overwhelm. The cortisol levels, which is the human stress hormone, spikes. And when that spikes, it floods our system. The impact, or one of the impacts of this, is that from our brain's perspective, where we have the prefrontal cortex that's located towards the front of the brain, which is our steering wheel, when cortisol levels flood our system, our capacity to connect with our prefrontal cortex goes offline. And this is why when we try and support young people with breathing exercises like box breathing or other grounding exercises, they simply don't work. And it's because the high levels of cortisol disconnect the person from the prefrontal cortex, which they need in order for techniques and breathing exercises to work. This is not me just saying it. There is research that is matching what clinicians who are supporting young people are finding. And the research is showing that 1 in 4 adolescents are experiencing an anxiety disorder that quite often is linked to school attendance. It's also showing that low levels of connectedness, where the young person feels unsafe and not comfortable, they'll often use the word comfortable in the school environment, is linked to anxiety in school. So that sense of safety needs to take priority in order for when a young person experiences being safe, their levels of comfortability go up. The research is also showing that a strong protective factor is when a young person can experience being emotionally supported at home. And what that means is that if the young person can actually talk about and begin to put emotional language on how they're experiencing their overwhelm, that is gold. That is actually a protective factor. Not me saying it, the research is saying it. An important aspect within school-based anxiety is that place where parents often find themselves, and even teachers and schools. How much do you push the young person and how much do you not push? And what is been highlighted in social media and what I'm seeing in clinical practice is that the pushing doesn't work. When there's teachers, when there's other school staff, when parents are actually outside and really trying to encourage the young person to get into school. Just if you get into school, you'll feel better. It's just get in. That actually has the unintended impact of putting pressure on the young person. So the young person, from their perspective, their body, their system is flooded with a fear response. And when there is a strong course of encouragement where it's well intended, it's coming from a place of support, it can have the unintended effect of putting pressure on the young person, which is like another layer of stress on top of a stress body. So what is helpful, or what is hope, or what looks like hope in this, is that what we are seeing, what clinicians are seeing across the not just in Ireland, not just in Europe, but across the world, is that when there is a little bit more understanding beneath the behavior. So it's not just that the young person isn't trying enough. It's not that the young person is defiant. It's not a will matter, but it's actually high levels of distress in the body that are experienced as high levels of overwhelm. Once that is understood by the young person and the adults supporting the young person, together with patience, because this does take time, there's no quick fix, and also a sense of actually connection, that when these three factors are supported in the right way, what actually happens is that the young person's sense of actually, I can do this, so it recovers the young person's sense of confidence to be in school. And also what families see is that they discover a new sense of calm and connection. And when that comes from a place of actually understanding what's happening beneath the behavior.